is Michael White.
And Anthony Moffitis. I hope you're all doing good.
So, everybody, before we get started, happy Easter. Happy Easter Monday, actually.
Monday.
Happy Easter Monday. Look, we really appreciate you guys showing us love and support. I know Friday's podcast with Saria Reno was getting a lot of love. We actually are going to try to focus on actually getting more guests on here and talking about multiple different things, not just about relationships, but what also entails with relationships. So that would include finances. I'm looking at getting somebody on here to talk about fitness, because that is important in a relationship. You know what I mean? A lot of the times when you're in a relationship and somebody lets themselves go, that can be a problem.
Yeah. And I've actually known people that's happened to, and it has been a problem, a major problem.
Yeah,
and the more one of the partners pushes the other one, or nags at the other one, should I say, not pushes, nags, then the more resistance gets built up, actually, that I've seen. It's quite interesting to see. So, yeah, that will be a really good one. And I hope everyone had a brilliant Easter weekend. I know it's just been non-stop. It's been great. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I hope your relationships are going better, because
that's what
of what we bring in. Yeah,
That's what we want to hear.
We've been going now for this was season 4, so it'd be really great to hear people's feedback, to see, has things changed for you? What has changed along the line while listening to us?
Yeah, we're hitting our 1 year in the summer, so
we are, aren't we?
Yeah. So guys, we want to try to add as much value to you guys as possible. We don't want to just talk about relationships, but we want to also talk about what they entail. We want to talk about, as I said, more even finances. I want to bring Saria back on to talk about finances. I want to bring someone to talk about fitness, because literally the number one thing of divorce is finances. I would say right after that is fitness. Somebody not taking care of themselves anymore. So again, we're going to diversify our palette. Please like, share, subscribe to the video, guys. I think this is going to be a great topic. I'm going to play the promo video and then we're going to jump into today's topic.
Let's go.
Okay, so today's topic, guys, and again, we've all been here. Every single one of us.
Yes, we have.
Should you give your partner a pass if they disrespect you? Interesting question.
Very interesting question.
It depends on what you consider disrespect, to me, because everyone's different. It's not one shoe fits all.
But there is certain things that is just would fit. The shoe would fit all in certain aspects.
Some, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's so diverse, because let's be honest, you personally might say, I don't like it when a guy yells at me. One girl might be like, damn, I love it when he yells at me. What doesn't fit all?
I hope not.
No, but there are girls out there that like guys that raise their voices to them and be like, damn, love it. Turn me on when he yell at me. Like, I'm just saying, not one shoe fits all.
Yeah, it's actually quite surprising when you hear stories and you think, wow, yeah, you hear so many different stories and you think, like, I know I've heard particular stories and I think, really, I never knew that existed. I don't even want to say, it's too deep. But yeah.
Yeah, like in the research that I do, because guys, I have to research. Anthea looks into things and we learn as we go. And I watch a lot of relationship podcasts. You'll have girls on there that's like, I love it when my boyfriend yells at me, turns me on. Like, and he's like yelling at her, like, you stupid idiot. And she's all like butterflies in the eyes. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to say,
I think that person needs healing.
Maybe they just like dysfunction.
Yeah, I don't think that is Yeah, I don't think that is something I can't say right or wrong, because there is, a right or wrong, again, is perspective. It's each person's ways. But it's definitely not what I would promote. Do you
No,
know
I
what I
wouldn't
mean?
promote. I'm just saying that.
No, not that you're promoting. I'm not saying that you're promoting it. I'm not saying you're promoting it. But I wouldn't sit as
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't sit and say to somebody that's something you should like take on board.
aspire to be.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think anyone that is, if they, sorry guys, if please don't be offended by me saying this, but I do feel, or I think that, by if you're someone who likes to be yelled at, there's childhood issues going on that need to be dealt with, because it's not, we are pure positive energy beings, and we're made from love, so that is not a loving act.
And I would agree with you. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's why I say it's different strokes for different folks, because you'll have some girls out here that will say, like, I watched the video again, and it ties into what we're talking about. One girl's like, when I'm bad, or like when I'm disrespectful to my partner who's a man, he spanks me on my bottom,
Wow.
and she likes that. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not
Childhood
much
issues.
to
Childhood
it's
issues
all.
for sure. That you need to go into that inner child and find out what is
No,
going
but
on.
I'm talking like putting the girl on his knee and like
Yeah, there's issues going on, Michael.
maybe. That's what
There's
I'm trying to
issues.
say. So I think what we're talking about today is like the basic fundamentals.
Yeah, let's
Like
not go into the other side of
yeah,
things.
sort of going to the far left side. Um, but I think it's more like being yelled at, disparaging comments, not supporting you, not listening to you, not taking the time to be present in the relationship. And I think overall, it's just not being heard. I think that would probably be the biggest one. But I would also say being like being taken advantage of, like being sworn at and taking advantage of your kindness.
Mm. You know what? When I've been in a relationship. I remember being in a relationship where they were swearing at each other, and it's one of the things that when I've seen it with other people, I, it literally, it's something that I just want to say to them, please, either sit down and have a conversation and work it out, or just walk away, because I find that to be such a destructive way of being. And I'm a true believer. I've become a true believer that nobody should speak to anybody in that manner unless you like it. If that's something that, but I personally believe there's inner child,
Mhm.
there's stuff going on if you do like it. But let's put that to the side. And in general, somebody who disrespects or swears at the other person quite often and raises their voice quite often, I just don't think it's somewhere to be. And if we're asking here, should your partner have a pass if they disrespect you? And I think if it happens once, I think you can sit down and speak to them and say, look, I didn't like that. I don't it doesn't make me feel good. It's not something that I want to be walking into the relationship with. And, obviously it's happened once, but if it happens again, then, we'll have another conversation. But I will probably be walking away, because I don't think any other human being has the right to swear at you or shout at you or anything.
No.
I just don't. I have a very strong opinion about this, Michael, because of my experiences, and I'm really don't have a tolerance level to this at all. Raise your voice, swear at me, and I don't care whether you're my friend, whether you're a business partner, whether you are my in a love relationship, romantic relationship. I'm not interested. I wasn't brought onto this earth, and I don't think anyone was brought onto this earth to be disrespected like that. Yes, I think you can have a pass when you're with somebody, because long term, if you're in a long-term relationship and 5-6 years down the line this has happened, or it's happened 2 years down the line, whatever, even if it is a year in, um, you can have that conversation. But if it continues to happen, it's a no for me. Absolutely no. No
I
one
think
gives
we have to
anyone
give
the
it
right.
context, because a lot of times people like to play victim, guy and girl. Let's say you're out, and let's say you are being a little annoying in the moment, and your person tells you to be quiet. Oh, you're being disrespectful. No, they just asked you to be quiet.
Yeah, but that's not swearing and shouting at
No, but I
somebody.
meant like you see, like some people will play victim and say they're disrespecting me, and then when we give it that context to understand how they were, some people like to play victim when all the person did
Most
is tell
people
you just
do.
to be quiet.
Yeah. So a large population of this world like to play victim in so many different
Yeah,
ways.
like, oh, you disrespected me. No, I told you to be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference. If someone's asked you to be quiet, it's like going to watch a movie, let's say,
Yeah.
and the movie's starting, and you hear people start talking away, and then someone behind or in front says, "Shh, can you be quiet, please?" Then that's not disrespectful. The person that's speaking is being disrespectful because someone else is trying to listen, and they've paid to be there. Let's say, right?
Exactly. So context matters. That's
Yeah.
that's the point. Like it because a lot of people say, "Oh, they." What was the context? What were the grounds and rules for that person being that way? So we are going to share a quick video, and we're going to give our commentary, like we always do. Um, please, guys, we're going to share the video with you, but you guys can watch it on your own terms as well. We always allow that because these content creators allow us to do these type of things. Um, so the content creator's name is Love Advice TV. So guys, please do go follow her over there. It is a quick video. It's 5 minutes. We're gonna break it down, and we're gonna have a fun time doing it, and then we're gonna give you guys our view at the very end of the video.
Once they've already started to disrespect me. Man, oh man, I hear about this all the time. I hear about it in my one-on-one coaching sessions. I read about it on our blog, YouTube, on my Instagram. It's everywhere. Everyone wants to know, once I've been disrespected, how do I walk back through the door of disrespect? How do I get back to being respected? Well, there's only one real thing you got to do, and it's know what you are worth. We only disrespect those who allow us to. We will treat you the way you allow yourself to be treated. So rather than making excuses for their behavior, make changes to your behavior. That's the real key. The real key is to turn this back around. I'm not going to focus that much on you. I'm going to focus on me, what I believe I am worth, what I will and will not tolerate. I want you to do the following exercise for me. I want you to make a list of your dream self.
Okay, so you see, I love what she said at the beginning. You get what you tolerate.
Mm,
Like right off
period.
rip, you get what
Period.
you tolerate. So
Absolutely.
in those situations, if someone's disrespecting you, what I always say is let them know and take space from them because then they know you're serious.
Mm, absolutely. Yeah, because if you allow it, if you continue and if somebody does it once, it's like it's the saying, you give them an inch and they take a mile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you allow someone to do it once, and then guess what? You don't say nothing, don't say anything. You just allow it to happen, whatever the situation or the disrespect is, and you feel really quite shit about it. And but yet you don't say nothing, and then it happens again and you don't say nothing, then you're not standing up for your true self, you're not standing up for your values, and your tolerance level is quite high. You're allowing this stuff, you're allowing it, and then before you know it, it becomes a shambles because
Well,
you're
let's
just
say it
allowing the
both ways.
disrespect.
Let's say it both ways. Even if you do say something and they still don't change, what
Absolutely.
do? They could say, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I won't do it again," but you know that they have a habit of being that way.
Like, I think exactly what you had said. You have a conversation about it, and then you take the space. You don't answer. You walk. You literally turn your back for as long as you need to. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
they're coming back and they're on a begging level, um, I don't agree with that either. It's like they're either going to come back with pure respect and
Mhm.
with an apology, and be able to sit with you and speak to you on a level, or see you later. Don't need
I'm
to put up with it.
I'm gonna say something very interesting that's not normal. I think honestly, when the person gets to know you, they should know that you're not on that type of time. Like, and what I mean by that is once you get to know somebody, you know that they don't play like that. You
Mm,
know that if you raise their voice to them, like they are going to cut you off or check you.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think like with some people, like you just know not to play with them like that.
yeah. And then other people can come across there. There's so many different types of people out here, and there's a lot of people that don't have that confidence in them, Michael, and they feel quite vulnerable from things that have happened to them previously. And we are speaking about people who have not healed, and
Yeah.
there's a large population of people that haven't healed. Even if we think we have, there's always something that comes up, and if we're not aware of it, if you're not somebody who deals in personal development and learns about yourself, then you're going to fall into this quite easily. So, and I think in relationships, it's very easy to end up being picked on as such, in a
Mm.
way where, because you're not standing up for yourself, you don't know your values, you don't know, you don't have a tolerance level, and then you get walked all over, and it happens so much in relationships. But I think this is what it's going to be interesting about what she's going to say now, and a way to be able to
Yeah.
understand yourself and be able to write. I think she's going to say write 5 things.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's going to say,
Well,
but
that's the
whatever.
thing.
Yeah,
I personally believe your energy introduces you. So when you meet somebody, your energy introduces you, and as you continue to get to know them, they know that you don't play like that.
yeah, yeah. Look, you know what? It's like with parents and children. There's some parents, they just have to look at their kids. They don't have to raise a hand at them.
Mm.
They don't have to swear at them. They just have to have a look, and that's it. The child knows, or a teenager, whatever it is. They just know. Mum, dad's not playing. They
Well,
know
I
that,
even think
right?
with even when you deal with some people, you know, like,
You know.
and that's the thing. I know with myself, that's me. Like I'm a very happy-go-lucky person, but when I give you that look, that is like you better stop what you're doing
Yeah, yeah.
because what follows up after that is not going to be pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's not trying to say, oh, we're big or we think we're
No.
something. No, it's actually, we value ourselves and we know what we'll tolerate and what we won't tolerate. So, yeah, somebody comes in a very disrespectful way. And however, like we said, like Michael said earlier, everyone has a different perspective to what is being disrespected. Some people like to be shouted at. I don't agree with that, but who am I to say to somebody else what they like and what they don't like? That's up to you. But yeah, I think you really do need to understand yourself in relationships and know your tolerance level.
See, bang on your tolerance level, what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to do. And we'll touch on that when she's done, but that's an excellent point.
I want you to ask yourself, what is he or she like? What do they allow? Do they let themselves get mistreated? Do they let themselves be verbally abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused? Who is that dream woman or dream man that you feel wouldn't get pushed around? What do they like? And then I want you to ask yourself, how far off am I from that person? Where am I budging? And where am I allowing disrespect to creep in where this person, this ideal person, wouldn't? The more we know about what we want, the more we know where to push and where to pull. The more we know what we will accept and not accept. We will only be treated the way we allow ourselves to be treated. So rather than focusing on how do I get him to stop disrespecting me, it's how do I get myself to start respecting me. The more you know that, the rest will fall into place. And listen, changing these habits do not happen overnight. And I want to prepare you for the fact that this is a marathon. People are used, it's kind of like, you get a puppy used to peeing in the house, and then all of a sudden you start spanking the puppy. Why are you peeing in this house? The puppy's like, whoa, what? Everything's been fine so far. You never minded. The couch was my spot to pee before. And now all of a sudden, we're changing our tactic and then punishing the dog. What we need to do is have honest and realistic expectations of change. So I would implement this brand new idealistic you of what you will and will not tolerate. Try a month, try 21 days, try 60 days, 90 days, whatever you feel comfortable with, so that you give him or her a chance to change the way they treat you. Don't say that I've had enough of it today, and if you don't fix this, the relationship's done. Because now we're disrespecting the relationship.
Good point, huh?
I think we've all been there. No, like again, and I think this is where we all take an L, is if you don't fix this right now, I'm done. We've all done that.
Yeah.
Because we want it now. We want you to change today.
And it's not even about them changing, is it, Michael? It's about adjusting.
Yeah, exactly. It's about giving them a chance to adjust. That's what it comes down to. Because again, as she said, when you have like that demanding attitude, now you're disrespecting the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Because now you're being rude and you're being disrespectful by actually speaking in that manner first and foremost.
Exactly. Telling them to change now, like you need to do it today. Like,
yeah,
it's like
when you're approaching it in a disrespectful way, I mean, like, come on, it's look at yourself and look at your own actions and look at what you're doing, because that you can't come to somebody shouting and screaming about what you want and expect them to come back with love and respect. It doesn't work that way. It's like a mirror reflection, isn't it? You've got to look at what you're giving out to see what you're getting back at the same time.
Exactly. So let's let her finish up and then we'll definitely give our final thoughts.
We have to allow for change to happen. And relationships, they're big things. They're mammoths. They don't move at the speed of light. They move gradually. It's like, let's compare it to weight loss. If you implement a diet really well for one day, you probably won't see results. You probably have to multiply that day many, many, many times. And before you know it, 21 days have gone by, you're down a pant size and you're feeling great. You're seeing the results. So I want you to view the transition of disrespect to respect as a diet of sorts. We are dieting from disrespect. We're cutting it out of our lives, out of our diet, and out of this relationship. But we don't see results overnight. If there's one thing I believe, it is that people change. I am a change coach that consequently ends up saving your relationship. Because if you're familiar with my videos, you know that I feel change is imperative toward getting our exes back. We can change, I believe it, so can our partners. Give them a chance to start peeing outside. It's so weird. But give them a chance to start changing. Give them a chance to prove to you that they can do this. And if you notice after a month that they are not changing, that we are seeing the same issues and we are not growing, at least now you know that if this relationship cannot survive, your relationship with you is stronger than ever. And if you ask me, that relationship is the one really worth saving, the one you've got with you. And if he or she does not step up and figure it out, then you know you did all you could. You gave them an opportunity to prove otherwise, to prove that they can respect you, and they didn't. And now it's on them. Now it's not your problem, it's their problem. And I know it breaks your heart to walk away from something that isn't working. But if you stick around and continue disrespecting yourself, your heart will break all the same, if not more. The wounds will be deeper. You'll end up resenting your partner in the long run anyway. But resentment is a topic for another video. So my name is Coach Natalie.
Okay, so she said a bunch there. I think what's interesting is what she said, though, is you pretty much have to train people on how to treat you. You really do. But I love what she said about giving your all and giving them a chance to change. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. People don't these days. People just monkey branch. If you're not if there's like one thing wrong, they'll break up with you and the next thing you know they're on Tinder, they're somewhere else, or they're dating someone else. Nobody wants to work things out anymore. They want a monkey branch. Oh, the next right around the corner, there's someone right around the corner that's going to give me what I want, what you couldn't. And you didn't even give the person a chance.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad thing that happens in this day and age, to be fair, how people do just jump from one to the other and they don't give it a chance. But definitely, I definitely agree with what she's saying there. And you must give somebody, especially if you're, you've had quite a good relationship already. If it started off in that way, and that's how you started off on the wrong foot from start, and then you go in and you say what you need to say, and you're saying, listen, about being respectful and the rest of it, and they don't listen. And like she said, 1 month's passed by, 2 months passed by. You have to then respect yourself more and have that relationship with you to say, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
you should
walking.
value the relationship with yourself more, and then
Absolutely.
exit out because you've done everything you could at that point.
Yes.
You've
Yes.
given an opportunity. And that's the thing. You can give out an opportunity, but it's up to them on what they do with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, you
Absolutely.
give it out and then it's up to them. So if they decide to say, like, whoa, like, I really need to change, like, my behavior with this individual to like maintain the relationship, they'll gladly change it. But if they're like, no, like, I'm just gonna keep doing me, because they're always going to take me back. And that's where a lot of people lose, because they automatically know that they could be good for like a day or two. And even if they fall off, that you'll always take them back.
How many times have we seen that?
And that's the thing. It's when the day when you don't take them back, they're like running around like, oh my God, what happened? Like, da-da-da-da. And they're like all over the place because you actually said no this time.
Yeah. And then they'll play the victim for sure.
They'll be like, oh, I'll change. Don't worry. I'm going to change. I'm going to do all this. And you're just
Yeah.
sitting there. Nope. Because you've had enough. Like, you've emotionally checked out. Like, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you've emotionally checked out, I mean, I wonder if you know what? It'd be interesting to do something on once you've emotionally checked out. Can you emotionally check back in again?
In a relationship, no. Once you like in your like, let's say you're in a relationship and you've like made up your mind that you don't want them no more, you're pretty much waiting to leave.
Yeah.
Like, you're waiting to leave. You're waiting for them to do something to
Yeah.
give you an excuse to leave.
Yeah. No, you're very right. I've experienced that.
Like, once they like,
Yeah.
you're like in your mind, you're like, okay, I don't want to be with them anymore, but I don't know how to break up with them. Let's say they do something, da da da
Bam.
da 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 da. I don't want to be with you no more. We're breaking up.
Done.
Done.
Off you go.
And then the person's literally like, what just happened?
Mm.
Because they literally just kicked you out, like, literally, and just kicked you out. And you didn't even see it
Excellent.
coming.
Excellent.
So I think a lot of times, like, as I said, you need to know who you're dealing with. And on this podcast, we always tell you that. Know who you're dealing with.
And know you first
And
and
know
foremost.
you and know who you're dealing with, because based off of who you're dealing with, we're not saying you can get away with things, but when you know who you're dealing with, you know that they're a person that's gonna work things out and always like give you the benefit of the doubt and work with you. Or B, you're dealing with somebody that doesn't know how to say anything, suffers in silence, waits for something to happen, emotionally checks out, and then just leaves the relationship.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
And then you already know that there is there's a Tyrone waiting somewhere. So let's just keep it facts. She's waiting to leave you because she wants to call on Tyrone. So
Oh dear.
it's true though, guys. Am I not telling the truth? When
You
a
are
person's
so
emotionally checked out,
personal experiences. That's all
no,
this is personal
no, but that's what I'm
experience.
saying. When somebody checks out, they're either on a dating app secretly, or there's another guy or girl already lined up for you to go be with.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And you know what? And I think one thing I want to touch on that she had said earlier on as well is the fact that if you continue in a disrespectful relationship, you will come to resentment. It
You
will,
will.
it's part of it. It's like getting in your car and driving until there's no petrol left in the car. It's going to happen at some point. If you don't stop, it's going to run out. It's the same with the relationship. If you're in that relationship, it will come to a point of resentment. There's no two ways about it.
Like she or he, whoever they are you're dating, went from like this loving, wonderful person to like Dr. Jekyll. They literally did like a transformer on you and just transformed into a Decepticon, and you're like, what happened? So that's what I'm trying to say. It's so important to know, like, am I dealing with someone that's emotionally mature?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Are they emotionally sound, or what I like to say is, are they emotionally intelligent?
Yeah.
Some people are not. They don't know how to handle their emotions. They don't know how to be. So it's like you really need to understand who you're dealing with, and that will determine if you can have a successful relationship with them.
And don't take people's kindness for weakness either, because
some people do.
And a lot of people will. They'll see somebody who they're with them and they see them, they're really kind, and then they think they can just walk all over them, and then that person will snap, because like we said, if you know your tolerance level, especially, get to know that about yourself, and just don't take people's kindness for weakness, because it's not a weakness at all, and they will snap at you and you will regret it in the end.
Or they'll just leave.
Yeah. And you'll regret it.
They'll just leave. They'll just be like, I don't need to deal with you right now.
Yeah. And I think this is the biggest point I want to put here, like we said earlier on. Just look, no one has the right to treat you in any way other than how you want to be treated. So you treat yourself in that way first and foremost. You make sure you have those values and know yourself and what you will tolerate and what you won't. And if anyone comes and disrespects what's right for you, like we said, you have that conversation first of all, give them that chance, and if it's not, don't feel no way to leave. Honestly, don't feel no way, because we're not here to be miserable on this planet. We're not here to go through problems. You are in control of that at the end of the day.
I would say we are meant to go through problems, but go through them healthily.
Healthily, and have the solutions behind them. And if the solution with the other person is not coming to light and it's not coming to fruition, then there's no point in sticking around and hoping and praying that that person's going to change, or just sticking around because of every excuse that we've heard under the book why people stay in these relationships that are so unhealthy. Don't do it to yourself. There's no need for it.
I agree with that, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, on this platform, what it's for is just to educate you guys, literally, to make better decisions when it comes to your dating life. We're not here to judge anybody. Your preference is your preference. Guy or girl, nobody should be judged. Everybody has what everybody knows what they need, and they shouldn't be judged for what it is they feel that they need from somebody. Mm-hmm. Somebody will fulfill that need.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. As long as you stick to what
your standards.
Your stand. Yeah, thank you, Michael. Your standards. You stick to your standards and don't allow anyone to. Don't drop your standards for anybody. Do not drop your standards just because maybe they've done something nice for you once, and you go, yeah, but he done this, or yeah, but she done that, whatever, whoever, female, male. No, just because they've done something nice or they've done it a few times and now they've turned into an absolute schmuck, it doesn't mean that you can say, like, because they've done this previously, it's okay for them to now treat me like this. No, that was the past. This is now. Now is going to create your future, your tomorrow.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that then quickly. I read a book called The Superior Man, and it's very interesting because you told it from a women's perspective. Women don't care about your track record. Their feelings are what they feel now. Men, we look at track record for men. But women, on the other hand, as Anthea said, like, I'm going to put it in context. Let's say you've been good for 6 months, right? Let's say you slipped up this one time. She doesn't care that you were good for 6 months. In that very moment, she's not happy because you were a dick or something. And it doesn't matter, because as a man, you could be like, well, I've been like on my game or like this for 6 months. She doesn't care. She cares about in that moment, you're not being or conducting yourself appropriately.
Absolutely.
So that's what I mean. Like, as men, we have to realize that with women, our track record doesn't mean jack. She's looking at right now because it's how she feels right now. Maybe 6 months ago, or within that 6 months, she felt great. She was like, you were consistent, you did all these things. But in that one day, nothing matters.
Yeah,
so I believe that in situations like that, as men, we have to penetrate her with love, even though we slipped up.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying that as well. And it's true, you know, at the end of the day, just if it's that one day, and then all of it, then that one day could turn into the next day, to the next day, to the next day, to the next day, you know. And so those past 6 months, what do they mean? They don't mean
It means
anything.
nothing to her, but
Nothing.
because of men, that's how we view things. It to women, it doesn't mean jack. It's like, no, in this moment, you're being a jerk. And, you know, and then that's when you just penetrate her with love, because she's feeling some type of way. And you say, yeah, you might feel like I'm being a jerk, maybe because you told her to be quiet, or you said, hey, knock it off. But you just penetrate her with love and like, hey, I still love you. I still care about you. That doesn't change. I'm just letting you know that right now you're kind of acting a little childish.
Yeah, which is fair enough to say.
So, anyways, guys, we're going to shut it down. Hopefully you guys had a good time. As you guys see, we have some great topics this week. We have a guest on Friday. So you guys want to tune in, man. Look, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Help us climb in the algorithm. Like us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you feel comfortable. Tell your friends, share with your family. This is what we want to do for our livelihood, guys. Like, we're not here begging you guys, but we're telling you that we want to help you have the best relationships, because we're seeking best relationships with ourselves, and eventually bringing in a potential partner for Anthea and for myself. So this isn't just about us coming on here rambling for 45 minutes or for an hour, but it's to take the time to give you guys value and add value to your lives. And we know that there's other channels out there that do the exact same thing, but, you know, we're trying to carve our own little piece of pie to add value to our audience, to make sure that it's authentic, to make sure that we give you guys the best advice. Even if you don't like it, that's fine. But we're just here to give you guys the best value and advice when it comes to how you conduct yourself in a relationship, because we've already made the mistakes, guys.
Yeah,
I've already made them like multiple times.
Me
Like,
too.
good and bad. I've made them both.
Me too.
So all
Hands
I'm
up.
saying is, yeah, exactly. Hands up. Like, honestly, if we were paying Monopoly, I would be going to jail. Like, you know, like, go to jail like that, because of the mistakes that I've made in a relationship. It's like, no, go to jail. So
I
that's
hear
what I'm
that.
trying to say, that guys, like, you have the opportunity, and girls, to make different decisions, different choices. You know, I think, honestly, I know we've done a video on vetting, but I think we're honestly going to do a video on what that looks like.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like, actually break it down. Like, what does vetting look like on paper? Because
And in reality.
Exactly. We want you, because we've brought it up on the podcast multiple times. And I think it's time that we talk about what it is and what it isn't.
Yeah, cool.
So, again,
Sounds good to me.
you guys have a fantastic evening. Again, guys, please support the channel. We added the extra day for you guys and for us. So take care, and we'll see you
Enjoy.
guys soon.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.